a game. Um, haven't played much this season, but it's late in it, so I am gonna give it a shot. Um, just gonna take 1 second before I make my pick. Um, so we're picking into darklings and nomads. It looks like it's cluster scoring, um, with a kind of an interesting sort of build up and then out track. Chaos magicians are pretty good. I think they struggle with nomads, but not so much on this map. Um, None of the ship tiles are in the game, which is a little awkward for both green and red. Um, I mean, this is actually a good Swarmlings track, but because of the hatred to them, I'm gonna avoid putting them in. Yeah, I think Chaos Magician should be okay. See how everyone responds. Um, so the worst thing for Chaos here is one, nomads, and two, the lack of ship tiles. This B5 hex is going to be pretty key for Chaos who want to start on E2. I think that you can probably get a town through here, even if nomads are cutting you off at I4, but okay. Your cube does put in witches, which obviously witches are extremely strong on this map. I think that they should be the pick here. Um, Witches want to form towns. The cluster scoring, I think it's good for Chaos and possibly Nomads if they spread out a lot. I guess Darklings can do well on clusters as well. Towns, of course, are like inherently anti-settlements. Just going to speed things up a little bit because we used up a lot of our timer earlier. All right. I think once we get to 30, we can start thinking about things. Witches got to start with a spade, which is awesome. I think you just start double center as usual. You temple for like air 2. You spade e5. And then you're ready to ship next round. You're ready to build a stronghold in round 4 if you want to get to f3 and d3. The pass tiles will then go, the big building tile will then go to Chaos, which is really nice. Or they could get a priest or one of these guys. I mean, there's a lot of good pass tiles in it, so I do think that Darklings are going to be... Like, this is exactly the track that Darklings want, right? They want to build up, and then maybe they advance their shipping in rounds 4 and 5, spread out, and just make their final TPs. You might be able to get away with a one-town Darklings game here, maybe two. Like a 3-hex town. Actually, you're going to get D6 as Darklings. That looks very appealing, actually. Especially if you get this worker power guy. I think that there's a good chance that you get worker power, because nomads will... Yeah, I mean, getting either of these worker tiles would be awesome as Darklings here. And I think you have a pretty good chance of that happening. So I think that you just start in your normal spots of E3, D5, and then you try to make this 3-hex town, which I think that you actually should be able to get this game. And then maybe you make a town over here, or you make like a bridge town through here. But you just don't sweat the rest of it too much since it's cluster scoring. I don't know that Darklings are this close to Witches, but I do think that they're quite a bit better than Chaos and Nomads, especially if Chaos get B5. Actually, there's not that many places for them to expand to. And I think that G6 is always a key hex in this matchup because it affords really good shipping opportunities between like red for red. But I think that witches are very likely to beat you to G6. So yeah, I kind of still like Darklings. Nomads always have a bit of an awkward time on this map because connection is not trivial. And I think that in this game you actually quite want b5. Not just because it cuts off chaos, but also because it's your own cheapest connection hex. I'm assuming that darklings beat you to c3 most of the time. I think I'm opening with darklings on with a spade on d6. And then I'm going to temple for probably fire 1. Actually, air 2, I think. I think air 2 is actually fun. All 4 of the coins pass tiles are in this game. So I actually think it's a fun one to try, air 2. The one awkward thing is that the TPs are really late, so you don't really want to build up with TPs that early. So I could see the argument for fire 1, but I mean, it's not like I'm taking earth 2, right? So it's also kind of a power light game, so maybe you can get better coins actions with that method. I just don't see much way where you're losing c3 or d5 or e3. So maybe you don't even need to start on d5, and you can just like be greedy and start h8 as well. But h8 is like a lot less good when nomads are when you can make a sanctuary town in the center, because this is like a natural 3 hex town. You can't make 2 3 hex towns. What is the game plan for nomads here? I think that nomads, as usual, you can get a lot of shipping opportunities. Nomads don't have a lot of inherent scoring, so this is kind of a dry track for scoring. And you're really kind of relying on winning network, but obviously witches are in the way of winning network outright. You also kind of want to make towns, but towns is anti-cluster scoring, so it it's also like a good cult economy game. So opening with a temple for Earth 1 doesn't feel quite as like appealing. Um, but I'll probably start c5, a4, d4. I might start triple north here. Like, you really want to connect this game. And then it's a coin rich game, so maybe you temple for like let's say that you lose b5 because chaos should be very interested in this hex. Chaos actually have a pretty tough time in this color matchup with both nomads and witches. They'll take a while to get here. They probably get this, but witches could theoretically cut you off on g8 with no ship tiles. They could just dig their way through. Um, and then you're really screwed if that happens. You're probably looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could get 6 clusters or so as chaos, but I think witches are probably 20 points better than nomads, actually. I do think witches and darklings are both really strong here. I'm a little hesitant on witches just because they don't, like, their inherent scoring comes from the towns, which again, this is the anti-town game. Chaos, darklings, and nomads can all do better than witches on towns, so this might be a little much to pay, but you're going to do well on regular network. Man. I'm regretting this witches bid now. I think I would like off of witches, actually. I think that they're really strong, but I'm not comfortable paying this much with this type of scoring, with landscapes, and with nomads in the game. Double dig is up for grabs, Eric. Yeah, I mean, double dig is up for grabs, but I'm wondering who wants it most, right? Witches probably won't be able to double dig unless they double dig this center d7 hex. I think that nomads are probably, like, chaos definitely don't want double dig on this map. They just don't have a spot to place them. Like, they'll take it if they get it, but it's just to be a jerk rather than to advance their own game. So I think that nomads are the ones getting double dig who actually want to use it. They could claim b5, which is a great reason, to have double dig, and then they might be able to get D7 or D8. I actually generally really like D8 on this map, but I think D7 is like a good leech spot early. It also cuts off witches, like witches sometimes want this shenanigans center town. I think that it's not as good, but it could lower their bridge pressure. It could get them a 2-key town early. Kerrigan's thinking about this one pretty hard. But yeah, like one of the appeals to nomads is definitely the possibility of getting double dig. And like you should be able to pass on to a tile with coins printed on it in round 2. Like there are 4 tiles with coins printed on them, so you can definitely get one of those. If it was the dwelling one, you just take like the 5 points or whatever it is, 4 points plus 2 coins, and maybe you do nothing in round 2 other than send a priest to fire. And then in round 3, you could just build your stronghold, or even, yeah, it's probably the stronghold. The center town still seems so good, and like I think that the cluster scoring is gonna be really nice if you can get your shipping up as darklings. So this might be my last bid here, and then I will try out nomads for science, strictly for science. Ah, man. Come on, Kerrigan, bid me off darklings again. I'll be sad if Kerrigan picks chaos here. The cults are also wide open, which I also think is a good sign for nomads. Nomads and chaos, like I mean, obviously chaos will do well on cults, but chaos need to invest in shipping early if they want to get like anything going this game. So I think that there will be some cults available for nomads. They could get like an easy 12 to 16. Oh man, this makes me sad. Yeah, I I think that nomads is better than chaos here. Um, but I really, well, whatever. I mean, I can't complain too much about this position. I don't think anyone's going to cry too much for darklings. Nerdcube doesn't play that blocky, so I think I should be able to get C3. I just need to respect the pressure, and he'll probably get double dig and grab B5 in round 1, D7 B5. I just need to respect the pressure and actually take C3 in round 2. So maybe I push off my big building until round 3, which is okay. But yeah, looking at it, it's very possible that I wind up with a priest, which means that I will need a workers action. I'll probably dig D6, then try to grab the workers, and then dig C3. Yep, that was expected. Actually, A3 is kind of funny, right? That actually gives me good digging opportunities, but like the risk of getting D5 sandstormed is pretty high, and you really don't want that. So this also encourages nomads to build to place D4 because I get a neighbor, and if they manage to sandstorm D3 away from witches, like there's going to be like everyone's going to want to open temple and then build, like witches and nomads want to build their stronghold in these rounds. So if nomads do place D4, I think that that's a really good opportunity to have a little fighting over here, because witches won't get here until they build their stronghold. So like whoever builds their stronghold first gets D3, and if witches get that, that's great. But if nomads get that, then that's like hilariously bad for witches. This is the type of game where if I'm darklings and I get my shipping up early enough, I am strongly considering digging away F3 if witches try to get greedy and take D3 first. Because what they need is F3, D3 for their connection path to try to make a town over here. And also, this is very good for clusters over here as well. Actually, yeah, okay, cool. I like this. I like this a lot. I am in arena. Yeah. So I will say that uh, I am in arena because I saw Nerdcube queued up, and also it's like I never reached Elite League this season, and I don't really want to start all the way from Bronze next season. So I'm kind of hoping that I can reach Elite League. Though that said, playing against Nerdcube is probably not the way to go. In like a setup that I'm not familiar with is completely not the way to go in order to achieve those goals. Anyway, it does look like nomads probably want the. Whoa, what is this? I don't like this at all. I really don't like that. And oh my god, guys, come on. I really want this big building. Oh, okay, all right. Well, I mean, this is sure. Witches want double spade rather than. I mean, I'm gonna buy the priest next, right? Or I'll even take single dig to grab C3 if I need to. And this is a gift. Um, Nomads grab the center hex. They prevent witches from getting double dig, from being able to use double dig. So there's less pressure on C3, so I should probably upgrade with my next action then. Do I want to upgrade here or here? I got one more point of leech from upgrading up top. So I got one more point of leech from witches, but I don't think that that makes it correct. I think that the correct move is to upgrade down here. Um, and the other question is, do I want to just grab the priest? I think I get either a priest or a spade action back. But at the same time, like the extra point or two of leech is not really worth it that much, I think. Actually, I can dig C3 and upgrade on C3 at this point, so that's also cool. So far, it's all worked out. Yeah, I was really hoping for worker power because I figured I would need one worker, but instead I got the two workers, which is pretty wild. Um, if I were Nerdcube, I would have strongly considered just opening double temple. Maybe that makes you crazy. I actually do think that this is probably a good spot for nomads to spade. Like normally, I actually really like making this bridge town. I don't care that much about this hex if I'm yellow on this map usually, but this is a really good game to build your sanctuary in. And on top of that, it's a cluster scoring game. So you don't want a 5 hex town. You want a 3 hex town, and then you want to spam out the rest of your dwellings in non-town spots. So I think I approve of what our friends here have done. Witches are considering their favorite tile. They take Earth 1. I'm curious about the ELA of this player because I'm a giant hypocrite, so I would love to just. Um, I would love to be like, oh, he has a 600 ELO, so yeah, taking Earth 1 is really good in this spot. Or I could see his ELO is really low and then be like, man, look at those noobs rushing Earth 1. Okay, he's like relatively new. It's like a pretty decent move, but honestly, I think that the big mistake was taking this. There was an argument for the two workers or the priest, but I don't think that taking worker power was particularly like I don't think that there's like a good game plan, like a good reason to take worker power as witches in this matchup. The person who's benefited most from this probably nomads because Chaos didn't wind up taking the big building tile. They took the priest, which I think that's a very cohesive move. You know, like I think that they can bridge and possibly still get single spade. It's a very strong opening for Chaos, and also nomads not being down here is also really nice for Chaos. I do hope that. Oh, nomads actually have double spade, so what they could do is they could drop their landscape on B5, build a dwelling here. Nerdcube might be considering if he needs to take double spade because witches don't have a place to double spade. Also, I think I'm very happy with taking the priest because witches, when I think about it, they actually really want the priest, right? So they can advance ship. And they do build here. Um, so I think my next move is to start upgrading over here. This gives the least leash to the table at this point. There goes an Earth one. How many moves has everyone got left? Nerdcube has one move left. He burned all his power, so his only move left is Temple. Then he's going to take one of the coins actions, or one of the coins tiles. Witches, I would be quite surprised if they passed and took a coins tile at this point. I'm considering whether I should just take the coins or if I should just try to pass onto a coins tile. I suspect the answer is I should just buy the coins. I'm not going to get any benefit on leech by upgrading here, so I think that I just take the coins if witches don't here. Witches grab a bridge. That's actually pretty cool because they're the only ones who, yeah, actually Chaos wanted a bridge, so that's pretty cool. I think Chaos is passing. Nomads will pass before me, even if I just tumble. So I think that the answer is, yeah, I just do want these coins. I don't actually particularly want this spade because I have literally nowhere to spade. I want to advance my shipping, and honestly, what I really need is workers right now, right? So, by the way, it looks like our friends took fire one. Again, this is a coin-rich game. There's no coins on the cults, but there's lots of coins in the pass. However, with all these hexes to build dwellings on, and lots of dwellings here, no TP pass tile, no TP event, I think it does make sense to go for fire one because like you just don't really want to get your trading posts out that early this game, which means that your coin income won't be that good without the pass tiles. Yep. So witches will get one more dwelling out. Yeah, I kind of like just securing Earth one here. I don't think it's bad. I have the coins next round to make my sanctuary, and there's lots of coins on the pass. So, yeah, I think the answer is I just... Nerdcube has nothing to do other than Sanctuary Earth 1 next round. He can't build a stronghold next round anyway, so I think just taking this away from the table is good. Cause it's like 3 coins, right? Like all that this is getting me is it's only 3 coins if I take fire one right now. Yeah, because I don't have a worker to do other stuff with anyway. This is okay. Witches probably take the spade here. They can grab e5. I'll just pass on to this. I want the coins. And then I'll sanctuary and I'll take either air 2 or fire 1 TBD. Probably fire 1. Because I don't have like the leech to get a coins out. Oh, actually witches might sanctuary. In which case air 2 would give me a worker and it would give me likely a coins action, which is all that you need to make it better than fire 1. If air 2 buys you a coins action. It's a little awkward that I'm gonna have the shortest round here because I actually want the longest round so I can a longer round so I can. Oh, actually, it's not that bad. It's not that bad because I'll just get right back onto the big building tile by having a short round, which is pretty cool. Yeah. All right. Let's pass for 3 points here by taking fire 1, and then maybe we'll try to greet a priest to water. If the Priest of Water stays, we might greet it. Um, Kerrigan is Priest of Air. Makes a lot of sense. Maybe Kerrigan wants Bridge here. But surely they want to Sanctuary for Air 2 this round. Which means that they probably buy workers. You hate the Earth one, but it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I think that, playing against a strong player who has gone greedy with economy and has gotten spade and double spade, I think that you kind of, and has a 20-point lead on me, I think I need to take away something from them. And it's like 3 coins, right? I'm never not building a sanctuary here. And a big X factor is whether or not witches make a sanctuary this round. Um, Nomads secure D8 first, because there's a small chance that witches dig E5, I guess, and give. Oh man. Well, this that is not the break that I wanted to see. This is going to be a priest. There's no reason to upgrade this hex before sending a priest off. Relatively certain. Nope, they just do the same move again. Okay, buddy. Well, that break didn't go our way. All right, I think that. Well, so this actually means that Air 2 is probably bad because we're not going to get anything going. Um, we're not going to get the leech for the coins action. Actually, we are. So I'm thinking right now, I could go Air 2 into the Sanctuary, um, or Sanctuary into Air 2, and then Quick Pass. Witches should give me 1 more point of leech. I get land back on this, and then I start with a coins action next round. And I have an extra worker, and life is pretty good. It's going to be awkward because I'll burn down to just 1 power left at this point, but I think that's okay. Will anyone pass here? Can I greed this priest to water? Whoa. Okay. Okay, no need to panic. I should still get the coins action. Witches are clearly staying this round. They want to advance ship and build multiple more dwellings. So I don't panic. I figure out my options. I think I send priest to water. Um, yeah, no one's passing, so I can still get on this 6 coins tile. The priest of water should be some decent points. It should be at least, or the priest of earth is actually a lot of points, but the priest of water comes with a priest back. Um, this also guarantees me the coins action next round. Um, the 2 coins that come from this are not going to be enough for Nerdcube. So Nerdcube is building both big buildings next round. That's one of my favorite things to do as nomads. Round 3 big building, build both. Build both structures. It's just so good. He should be able to get water 1, which is very, very good this game. I wonder what town Nerdcube wants. He's going to make a. I think that he should make a town with the sanctuary and the stronghold. Um, I guess this TP could also just be preparing to stronghold for next round. Ghostly, you managed to win with a Water 2 Fakir's game. That is beautiful. Congratulations. That's what this arena season is really about, right? Okay, just don't upgrade near nomads again because I do need those coins. Thanks, guys. Um, there's no town round. I think that this is not a bad round to actually make our town. We could go TP TP. This is lovely. Thank you. So our concerns right now are advancing ship. Um, I'm tempted to also throw priest to earth. Actually, someone talked me out of it. Wow, that is definitely not the flight that I would have made as witches there. I think that you could have flown D3 and then F3. Like one of the, but I'm very glad that they didn't fly D3 because that loses me the coins. Super lucky break there that witches didn't fly there. I don't actually hate this that much by witches. I was just really hoping for the stronghold, or the sanctuary. But I do love that super fast pass by nomads. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 workers. They'll still have 2 workers left afterward. Super good. But it will cost them 17 coins. So they'll use up all their coins doing that. They might be going for a coin town then. I wouldn't be surprised if it were a coin town for nomads. I'm very tempted to put priest to earth if it comes back to me, but I am taking the coins first. So I think that it might go coins, then water 1. Actually, there's no way that Kerrigan should be able to afford water 1 next round, right? Okay, maybe it's just, yeah, maybe I just town for a ship town. Um, so it'll be the coins, then town for a ship town, and then go scurrying about the map. Witches should take the points here, I think. They have nothing else going for them here. I don't know, everyone's game looks pretty good. Like, Chaos Magicians only have 1 structure on the board, but it's a very good economic structure, and they have all the economic stuff going for them, and they got so much, they've juiced their cult economy quite a bit, so there's no one really taking their hexes down here. Witches haven't been fast here, so they should be able to get over to the east. They've lost 2 reds, but, they kind of expected to lose those 2. Wow, it's a... I mean, this makes sense, actually, because they don't have anything else to do. But I could have seen a priest to earth happening. This is going to be water 1. Luckily, Kerrigan can't afford water 1 this round. I would priest to... Oh, they advance shipping first. Okay. So Kerrigan is actually coming after G6. I would target G6 if I were Chaos here. Okay, so just counting my actions. If I really want water 1, and witches have rushed water 1, so obviously like that is going to be a priority. Kerrigan would have to build G5 and then temple and then TP and then temple. So I can send this priest to, well, if Nerdkey might just send priest to Earth first. So I shouldn't count my chickens before they hatch there. Yeah, I mean, I would totally priest to Earth here as nomads. You're not fighting for any tempo. So priest to fire doesn't really make that much sense. They could always just priest fire later to get this 4 power, but I don't think that's a huge concern for nomads. The upgrade is also going to happen over here, so I'm not going to get the leech from nomads on this one. I guess these 2 structures are the same to upgrade. I am going to give make a lot of people very happy with my upgrades. That makes me sad, but such as life. Um, yeah, they do priest earth. Okay, fine. So I am just going to start with this. These two are completely equivalent, so I don't need to worry too much between those two. Enjoy, everyone. Kerrigan didn't receive any leech at all last round and hasn't received much leech this game. That's been Chaos's biggest weakness, other than losing this hex. But honestly, they look pretty good. Um, I think that there's like a very small question of whether I should just be towning here instead of going for um, going for water one. But I think that with my economic favor, I can just town next round and I should be okay. I can just make the TP for the town next round. Like, it's good to have the priest income. It's just good to lock up stuff that like we care about. So one of the things that we deeply care about is scoring. Um, like just I mean, just losing water one seems bad. Like, yeah, I can get 4 more coins, but I could also just have a priest and water one instead and an extra worker. Like, I'm thinking whether to make 2 TPs or not. The other benefit to towning is that it gets me shipping, but again, shipping is more important next round as well. So there's a wealth of good tiles to pass on to as well. Um, I think we probably try to grab F4 next. We advance our ship and then we take F4. These hexes here feel pretty safe. If nomads want to take C2 from me, that seems wildly inefficient to sandstorm twice. I mean, I guess they get a yellow hex, but I don't think that it seems that great for them. So I think that eventually I'll be able to get some of these hexes up here. I can force Witch's Hand by taking this hex. By taking F4, then they might get concerned about F5. Chaos probably should take this and this round. Like, build this and then hard dig this. I feel pretty good about our network aspirations right now. We're probably not beating witches or nomads overall, but I think we're gonna. I think we have a good chance at beating chaos. Ooh, it's a 2 key town. That's bold, but I think it's the right play because they can pass right now onto this. They're gonna sandstorm, then they'll pass, and then they'll get a coins action. But that's fine because I'll get their tile, which is what I really want. The coins are really nice, but yeah, coins are nice, but this is even nicer. But getting a dwelling down is really good as well. We should also be thinking of taking our town next round. So there's a small question of what town should it be. You think witches should pass for the coins? I mean, oh, that's true. Witches should pass for the coins. They've already used their flight. So, yeah, so nomads aren't getting that. In fact, witches could even send their priest to fire right now, right? And still pass for the coins because I think nomads giving up their sandstorm is a little absurd. So I should be getting, so witches will pass for this guy, then nomads take a move, then I take a move. Then nomads don't have much impetus to pass, so maybe I need to take like a slightly longer turn in order to get that. I don't know. Doesn't look that great because I don't have that many stalling moves. And I guess this pass tile is quite good for me, and this pass tile is good for me as well. So nomads do threaten my hex here, so it kind of makes me want to come over here first. I can grab B3. These are cheap hexes. This is good for threatening witches, but like I don't. In the end, they can just bridge here, right? I think nomads want me on C2. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to grab this hex. Oh, actually, E1 is good as well. It affords me shipping down here, but like, there's no reason to give Nerdcube that neighbor. He's never sandstorming this guy. Yeah, I'll take this. I actually kind of feel like the right. I mean, I guess the wrong flight last round is D9. This was never correct last round, which is I think we're supposed to fly to F3 first and then D3 this round. I think that they've made some missteps. Kerrigan passes for the spade. Nomads are going to play keep away with me. They're not going to let me onto that tile. How do we handle this nomad situation? I think it would be insane for me to try to stall. Like taking this priest, I think, is almost insane. Because I need the coins quite a bit. The question actually is, do I want this priest or do I want the 4 coins? Um, okay, how insane is it for me to stall this? If I take the coins, Nerdcube could buy the workers and then make a TP. Or if I take the priest, rather. Um, and then he's no unhappier, whereas I'm much unhappier. Because I still don't get that tile. I'm going to have 3 plus 4 is 7 coins next round if I pass onto this. That's enough to build 4 TPs, or 4 dwellings. And then this round I could TP for the town. Probably a coin town at that point. I think it's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. And I think that the priest is good. This lets me build out TPs much more effectively. I think I'm going like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'll be at 7 dwellings. So let's see, B3, C2, E1, H7 seems pretty good to me. I won't need to advance my shipping, so there's no reason to make this TP. The TP actually might be good for an 8-pointer. Maybe I could float E1, and then I could make an 8-pointer, and then send a priest to water. That would get me, that I would get that priest back with an 8-pointer and the priest to water. And the 8-pointer actually seems pretty good. The issue with the 8-pointer, of course, is that I build fewer dwellings overall. But this is another dwelling round, so it's possible that that's okay. If I go 8-pointer, dwelling, dwelling, priest, there's no chance that I get. There's like no way that I could go dwelling, dwelling, 8-pointer, priest, and still be first to pass, right? How important is passing first here? I think that that's a That's a pretty big question actually. Um, because passing first, like right now by staying this round, the best economy that I get is workers, right? Um, so this hex I think is pretty key. Oh no, I don't think Chaos wants that hex. I think that they would rather try to bridge town. They can't, like, this is way too expensive of a town for them to consider here. This is much better if they actually do want to town. I could take this hex. This gets me through to the east without having to go through this, but this is a better cluster. It also gets me h6 as another cheap cluster spot. Um, f6 again, like the benefit to that is that it can cut off witches from a town, but Chaos should definitely take g8. So I'm not that concerned about denying them that town that way. Whereas this hex, I feel like I basically always want. Oh, I can go here and not give Nerdkeep Leech. No, because then Nerdkeep has all the reason to Sandstorm C2. Takes away the black. Okay, that's pretty interesting. So it looks like Nerdkeep might be kind of. Well, how much shipping can he get if he makes 3 towns? Because this looks like 3 towns, right? This would be that would be 11 hexes tied up in towns. This is kind of making it harder for me to get another town, but I can just town down here. In which case, I do want this hex quite a bit. Kerrigan just grabs that hex, pretty sensible. This is funny. I'm pretty happy that this actually this is hilarious because witches thought that they might get a town coming through here, but as I expected, Chaos just secured this and made life really awkward for witches. Yeah, this gives me town opportunities and dreams. So I do like dreaming. Okay. I think that there is a case to be made that I should be passing here. I don't think I'm losing particularly key hack. Like I could lose C2, right? But I kind of think that nomads still want me on C2. So I don't think that I'm losing C2 if I pass here. If I pass, I get coins and I get 4 points and I get 2 workers. Um, it feels like that kind of has to be the right move because I'm like the scoring is going to be very similar next round anyway. I'm just going to be building dwellings. There's no world where I can't build 3 dwellings next round, possibly 4. Kerrigan is racing toward reds. I like that a lot. Um, Nomads are prepared to pass. I think that I should also just pass. How much leech can I expect? They could upgrade here, but I think that they're more likely to upgrade G8 anyway. I'll just leave myself open to taking 3 leech. There's a chance that Nerdkeep wants to upgrade as well. Um, he advanced ship, so he's going to build other structures. Probably this guy up here. Okay, so the 8-pointer route leads me to getting a priest onto the water track and just getting my stuff set up. No, I think that this has to be better. Economically, getting that priest and like 4 points versus Nerdkeep can't be as good as taking these 8 points away from him, getting 4 points for myself, and getting the 2 workers and the coins action. Wow, this is I've taken some long turns here. Let's plan out our next round. So our next round is coins, C2, H8, E1, I think. I think we go this, this, this for our 3 first dwellings. This was, yep, pretty expected. I'm going to decline this, I think. I just expect to get more leech. And worst case, he's going to turn this into a temple. I don't think that this is just a TP. He might upgrade here, he might upgrade here, he might do all sorts of other stuff. I'm Nomad's only neighbor, so if they want any other structures, then they will have to play ball. Yeah, this is cool that witches are getting cut off this way. They did get to F3, so they are going to be pretty competitive on clusters. Let's count my remaining clusters. I think I might have one here, one here. If I get to 2 ship, then well, I can just take this, right? So one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. I could have 5 more clusters still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a lot of priests. A lot of digging might not happen. But I do think I should win the cluster scoring, which means that I should just stop focusing so much on securing random hexes and probably worry a little bit more about towns. Yeah, okay, so there's the leech that I wanted. That makes me happy that I didn't take the 3 for 2. I think Chaos could reasonably make a TP here and then build this. We could make Chaos very happy by taking H6. But we're not going to, right? Why make Chaos so happy? Let them spend the 3 coins to make an expensive TP. They're probably going to want Fire 2 this game. Witches are going to struggle getting their landscape down, so we should consider if we need our landscape this game. Say that we build out all of our TPs and all of our dwellings this game. Pretty tough to do that, but you can. Witches might be able to get down to just 2 temples on their board, plus the landscape. That seems quite realistic for this Witches economy. And then there's no way we're ever beating Nomads in Network. Chaos we probably already have beaten in regular Network. I think Witches will fly southwest to do. What else is he going to do? Maybe town on G4. Yeah, I really hope that he doesn't town on G4. If he does, then I will take H6. Because that means that Chaos will want to upgrade around here. I do think that a TP is coming for Chaos, though. They should, and probably they can afford TP and Priest of Water. Very nice economy going for Nomads. At this point, I think that I would consider buying a Priest to stall if I think that I can get Witch's Tile. But it looks like Chaos Magicians should be able to outlast Nomads and get their tile, which means that Nomads don't have too much reason to stay in. We could face some aggression from Nomads at this point. They might take C3 or C2 for kicks. Chaos gets to 2 shipping. Don't know what that's about necessarily. If they do wind up hard digging B4 for whatever reason, then I will just take A2 and kill Nomad's town. I think it costs me little enough that like it's a pretty reasonable block. I mean, I guess if that happened, Nomads would immediately secure this hex because I'm taking the coins always. Nomads stand for just build up their economy just a little more. I do like this quite a bit. They should be able to advance their shipping and get to like this, and this. Oh, no, which is, what are you doing, buddy? Oh, man, I hate this. I hate this. I would totally hard dig H5 if I were Chaos here. Witches are passing. Chaos is getting onto the tile. Wow, Chaos is points and their cults. Like, this doesn't look good for us. Why do we queue up for arena again? This is So next round I think that the temple for air 1 is coming from nomads. This could also be a no, I don't think it can it be a 4-town game? It could be a 4-town game. Double spade A7 A2. Temple for air 1, temple for fire 2. I don't know. I guess it's not really my concern right now. Okay, well, in that case, H6 will be a cluster for me. Like, there's clearly I want that hex. God, this was really, really bad from witches. I would also probably just deny A7 if I were nomads. Why help them out here? We should consider now if we still want an 8-pointer. They take a single spade, which is really interesting. This means that nomads definitely have, like, it's also really interesting because this single spade, like, no one's fighting for double spade. Nerdcube could have totally just waited to try to get. Whoa, I don't like this TP at all. But this is Witch's only cheap spot. Like, it's good for me. Yeah, Witches undo that. They might as well just make an expensive TP up here. They do. They just make the expensive TP. They're going to temple for fire too. That makes the 8-pointer worse because I don't get this. Nerdcube also has pole position on the next 8-pointer, so this also won't be that good. He's going to take air 1 and an 8-pointer, so I won't get points there. An 8-pointer at best, like, helps me compete a little bit on water and maybe a little bit on earth. I think the priest might be better, or even a coin town might be better than an 8-pointer for me. It's quite sad, but it does look like we are going to be taking a town this round. This is pretty kind to nomads, but we can't just live our lives trying to be mean to nomads. We're not in a rush this round anymore. We're probably just going to grab E1 with our next action. Yep, there's the town. Seems good. Another reason why I hate this so much is because this makes life much easier for like this also makes it easier for nomads to get good cluster scoring. Nomads have like will build B2, so they'll have 5 clusters. I really don't think that nomads cluster scoring should be very good this game. They should be getting like 6. They should be getting like 0 with a stronghold and going for 3 full towns. And if Kerrigan is thinking about bridging, I think that's also a huge mistake. I think that Kerrigan should be trying to. I would, if I were Chaos, I would double hard dig E1 right now. Because, well, I guess nomads could take this hex away from you and then you'd be very sad, but I don't know. I'm just irrationally angry at the idea of nomads getting cluster scoring points here. This I just feel like is very bad from witches for cluster scoring. It's obviously not that bad for them, like points wise, like straight up points wise. You don't know how witches will afford 3 towns and 3 shipping and compete on network and settlements. Yeah, I mean witches aren't competing on settlements. That's the answer, right? Like they've kicked away settlements. Um, and speaking of kicking away, I think that I just want this hex. So let's just check. I have enough to build H8 still, which is a spot where I kind of wanted a TP. So I think I think this means that Kerrigan is coming after G2, which I was kind of eyeing as a possible settlement spot. Chaos will be able to get 1, 2, 3. Like, let's say that they don't bridge here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would be 7 settlements. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm always going to get this hex here or this hex here. So I'll have 8 or 9. So I will be winning that outright. I've got chaos speed on regular network. I have 2 towns coming. But I have very crappy cults. My cults are so crappy, I'm considering an 8-pointer again. But, I mean, I should have darklings points coming in with the priests. I think I see why Nerdkeep secured this hex. It's because I could have taken A2, and then Chaos could have taken this hex. It was very important. Like, if he actually, like, he wants a 3-town game, so I think that these were important. And currently he still has the flexibility for a 4-town game. Yep, there's G2 as we expected. Good move. We could probably town now. Let's do something that doesn't give Chaos Leech first. This doesn't give anyone Leech. How long of a round do we want? Okay, we want to get out of this round relatively quickly because we want to get onto Chaos's pass tile. All right. We've used up all our priests, so that's a good sign. Oh, Chaos is 14 power income. So if we can get them into an awkward power pool spot, then they'll waste a lot of that, that feels good. Builds B2, we expected that. This is just so unfortunate that witches are doing this. They really could have just... This town might be like 15 points, but I think that fighting for settlement scoring and like... These are cheaper hexes, like... This, I guess it's not that much cheaper, but... No, it is, right? This is 3 digs for 1 town, which is like 15 points for witches. But I think they could have had G1, F1, and I2, which is 2 more settlements instead. I don't know. I probably don't need to trash talk their game this much. They're probably doing just fine. I don't think that we had the stuff to put random TPs. So we will just put the TP out here. Unfortunately, we did help out Chaos a little bit there. I totally could have towned there. I don't know why I didn't. I guess it's partially to just put off like the decision on which town it should be. Nerdkeep will lock up this cult, which is okay. The Chaos gets another leech, which again makes me sad because now they're much more efficiently gaining power. They shouldn't try to stall this. Wow. Oh, they buy a bridge. Okay, fine, fair enough. This does them absolutely nothing, so they can't really take this leech right now. There's a small question of next round. I probably want either Fire 2 or um, yeah, I think next round I want either Fire 2 or my Strongholds. So I think that it's probably just going to be it's probably just going to be Fire 2 next round. So is this very good for nomads? Let's count them. Nomads have 5 different um, out or settlements, and Chaos has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, they have 7 outposts or settlements. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I just need one more outpost or settlement rather. So I don't need to advance my ship further. So that's good. I mean, I'm very coin short right now, obviously. Kerrigan's going to pass here and take the coins. So I'm going to have 3 coins. It does need to be a coin town, which is sad. We'll probably just open the round with a coin town here. Take Fire 2 with a coin town, make another coin town, and then build I9 and try to get all our TPs out. It was a good read by NerdCube to make those TPs, I think. I'm going to down convert. I'm still very, very open to taking Leech at this point in the game. Big building tile goes, makes sense. So I think there's a good chance that I end this game with like a TP on the board plus, or like, depending on whether or not I can make that TP, like I probably end with like 4 structures on my board, something like that. Coins go. Yeah, I'm going to hold off on Fire 2. I'm always going to want this. No, I'm not always going to want that because that gives a lot of people Leech. Is there any rush for a coin town? There might be. Witches really want a coin town. Okay, we'll just do this and we'll take a coin town. It's okay. It's not the end of the world to take a coin town. It's only like one of the signs of the apocalypse. You know what? There might be an opportunity to take a power town after this, so that's the good stuff that you came for. You think I6 and B4 are cheap CM settlements, Zorito? I6 and B4. That's true. Chaos could compete on settlements here. They have a much better economy than I realized, so 2 towns can give them a lot of juice to build 2 more settlements. That means that I actually probably have to fight on settlements, huh? I kept thinking that they were shut out of the north, but yeah, they can still get settlements for cheap if they get the double spade. Nerdkeep has to decide if he wants to. Okay, he's not going for 4 towns, which makes sense. Yeah, so this is probably going to be Temple Fire. Oh, wait, it shouldn't be Temple Fire 2 yet. That's a sad town. But it makes sense. It avoids a... I mean, this F5 is just so sad, right? Like, this is very unfortunate stuff from Witches. This hex is a must-have. Actually, we could hilariously take G3, but that doesn't seem to help us that much. So, all right, so let's count them up. Let's say that Chaos gets 1, 2, 3 more settlements. Um, then what we need is, so Chaos needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 workers. Then they can get 3 more settlements, so that's 9 workers, yeah, with a double spade. Um, I'm actually very, very much considering just making expensive TP, right? Who needs Fire 2? I already took a Coin Town. I think we're just going to expensive TP for this. I'm not going to interfere with Witch's Town. I just, maybe I'm foolish. I just don't think that I need to worry that much about witches. Um, that could be like a ton of hubris, but whatever. Fire 2 does come with some points, which is kind of nice. That's the thing about it. This is a mistake. Kerrigan's going to undo this. I don't think Kerrigan should be doing this because they want to close out their cult with Fire 2. They're going to undo this and make a TP instead. Probably next to witches. Yep, she canceled. Coin towns are great, George Shortwell. Power towns are better. That's the spirit, Zorito. Expensive TP is more points for 1 coin more. Yeah, I agree. I think that's the thing. Do I want 1 extra structure? I mean, I don't think that I... maybe I should be thinking about an extra structure. I mean, the next move is H8 regardless, right? Like, we don't need to figure that out just yet. Oh, we could have down converted there. Get more, open ourselves up to more leech. All right, let's count chaoses. Let's say that they do get these 2 hexes then. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we're going to be fine. We'll have, I don't think Chaos is ever getting 9 settlements. So we want to build 3 more dwellings. So that'll be 6 coins. So we need 3 more coins after we make this expensive TP. The 8 pointer gets us 1 coin. That's not going to cut it. I say we down convert 2 and build, like, this TP is always happening, right? How much worse is the power town compared to the 8 pointer? Oh, the 8 pointer is gone, right? The 8 pointer is going right now. Yeah, never mind. This is going to be air 1 plus an 8 pointer. Okay. How many workers have we got left? So if we want to go TP dwelling, then I have 3 workers left. That is not enough to go temple TP dwelling. Stronghold I also don't think particularly makes sense. Because to get the full value, I'd have to trade 3 more workers. I don't have an abundance of workers. So I think that the power town could very well just be right. But let's delay our decision. Actually, hold on. Can we just take a 9 pointer here? I'm beginning to think that we can just take a 9 pointer and be fine. Because we'll have 3 workers left over. I said that I was 3 coins short, right? I can just do 3 coins to 3 workers, right? let's think about it. It is 6 coins to build this, plus 6 coins for this. That's 12 coins. I need, um, I have 9, so I need 3 coins after that. But that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 workers. Okay, so I want a 2 for 1, and then I'm fine. So let's do this. And yeah, we'll just grab an 11-point town, right? There's nothing wrong with an 11-point town. Nomads probably take water 2 instead of fire 2. Um, I think I did want this. Yep, it is water 2. This will help Nomads close out the Earth Cult as well, which is a nice surge of power. I do think Nomads had this game. This cult dominance plus network win should be enough. Oh, plus the 8-point pass tile. Yeah, and air 1. It could actually really hurt us if we get blocked on this hex. I don't think Kerrigan should do. Actually, no, that can't hurt us because if Kerrigan does that, then she loses out on the double spade for her own settlements. That has to be wrong. So, what do they temple? Oh, they temple for water 2, right? So they'll make this TP for their next town. I should be TPing here for the 11-pointer, I think. The priest town is just as good for me, but the 11-pointer has got to be better for nomads, so I might as well just take it. It's a second ship town for witches, and it's a coin town. Wow, 3 towns and they only have 94 points. It's pretty rough. And they had both the scoring favors too. How does that happen? So they need one more ship advance. Then they can probably go TP hard dig. Yeah, so they will be able to get out to tie me in regular network with 4 structures left. If I took infinite leech and a workers town, then like it's theoretically possible that I can make something else happen, but I think that I would just better off. Yeah, I'm just better off doing this, I think. Wait, I had a lot more stuff left over than I realized. Did I? I didn't have to take that 2 for 1, did I? Oh well. 11 points is 11 points. All right, so quick recount: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8. Nomads are going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't really see nomads getting 2 more settlements out. They're going to sandstorm so that they can get like something else, like another structure out, and then they're going to hard dig probably to get yet 1 more out, or they'll just take these 2 hexes so that they make sure that they win regular network, but they're not that competitive overall for for the settlement scoring. Yikes. That seemed bad. I mean, it's good for me because anything that hurts Chaos Magicians is definitely good for me. But that seems like a very poor use of Witch's resources. And it's also very good for me because I think that that's just 3 points for me because they won't be tying me on network anymore. Oh, never mind, never mind. They will. They'll be able to get this. Um, yeah, now that they have that, they should be able to get out their landscape. Um, here's a 9 pointer for Chaos Magicians. Um, yeah, so Chaos can enjoy some free leech. You know, interestingly, this is literally the only hex left for me to take that gets me another settlement without increasing my shipping. Maybe that's not that interesting. I think it's kind of interesting. All right, so it's going to go Witch's Advanced Ship, Witch's Dig Down their special landscape. Um, Nomads will put down their landscape with the sandstorm and then build a dwelling, and then they'll advance their digging. So Nomads will get to 121. They need to advance their shipping, my bad. So they'll advance their shipping again. Landscape and dwelling plus shipping is going to put them at 122. Pass for. Oh wait, that would have 4 structures left. That seems like a mistake for nomads if they end up with 4 structures on their board. This is a little more contained than I realized, because I have 4 structures. No, sorry. Okay, yeah, landscape and dwelling is 3 structures. That's what they want. Okay, so that'll be 122. They'll pass for 12, 134. They'll have 22 points on network, 156 plus the regular network win, 174. And they're actually somehow getting 6 points here, so it's 180. Yeah. Well, that seems pretty decisive. Oh, you know what? Can I beat anyone on a cult? I can't beat anyone that I'm interested in. So I'm just going to turn this guy to yellow. Maybe I can trick Nerdcube into building this hex. Yeah, I think that they should add distance to this. And you wish that they didn't have a network counter. I mean, I think so. I am definitely on the team that like I think the network counter is great because yeah, like essentially I don't want to be like counting everything over and over. Um, like I could, and as you can see, I like counted the cluster scoring like many times, and it's like this is just wasting my time. I don't I don't want to waste my time, and that's what that is. Like just having this structure, like having this thing out, like just lets you know, like oh yeah, you're winning clusters. Don't worry about it. Um, and like having the option to disable it just the same as you can disable the income track. Like I think that would be nice. Um, I mean, I do understand like the appeal of like playing a closer to the table version, but like basically anyone is capable of doing that. So why not just like because people are capable of doing it, like I don't think it's a skill worth testing to see if people can count. Um, that's just my view on that. So will nomads end with a resource point or not? Um, Chaos should be capable. Oh, they can't. They don't even have the structures for it. Okay. Wait, witches are getting to 14 network. I didn't realize that they had a dwelling on their board. Cool. So witches are more. I should have been more scared of witches than I realized. They're going to build I2, which means that they're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so they will at least tie nomads in settlements. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, they'll have 4 structures. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. So nomads are getting no points there. So they'll have 174. Witches don't have air 1. And nomads will also only tie networks, so that'll be 171, I believe I said, if they don't get a resource point. So 171 for nomads. I'm going to be getting only 6 network points, but that was expected. So I'll have 139 plus 4 points here. I don't think I'm getting past here because witches have to down convert that priest in order. Oh no, that was awful. That was truly terrible. This was Kerrigan. What are you doing, buddy? Just advance your digs. This was so bad. Kerrigan took 2 points away from me, but that could have been a dig advance for 6 points. She also took a point away from herself from air 1. So yeah, I think that was truly terrible. And maybe she didn't want to get passed by witches on air, but like she had a priest in hand. I don't know. I feel like that's not good. So now witches will pass me on here as well. So that's really bad for me. So I'll get 2 points on the cults. Fine. So 139 plus 2, 141 plus 6 network is 147 plus 18 is 165. So I'm like 6 points behind nomads. How well are chaos doing? They do have 2 air 1 points coming and a resource point. So 2 air 1 points, 130, 123, resource point 124. This is 144. They'll come in last on network, so 144. They'll come in second on the extra scoring, so 156-ish. And witches should get 2 points from Earth 1. So that's 106. Plus second on network, 121. Plus tied for last here, that's 3 points, 124. Plus 12 points here, 130 something. So it's very wide all around, I think. This game was actually quite close if this didn't happen. I would have had 4 more points if witches had not done this, or if chaos hadn't made that temple, because witches would then not be able to use their priest, which means that I would have 4 more points. I would have been like within 2 of nomads, but I don't think it changes the fact that I'm second place here. You think it's a skill to be able to count the board state correctly? I mean, you're not wrong, but I don't think it's a skill worth testing. I just don't think that like counting is like a particularly fun skill. But I mean, it is true. It is a skill, right? Like, I think that memory is like an interesting. So, for example, like Snellman, right? Like Snellman, like obviously you want to be able to count everything. Like Snellman is turn based, right? So like in that scenario, I think there's no argument that you shouldn't just have clusters on. But I could see like the argument in other cases that, you know, there's like a skill worth being tested in there. So I believe that I was correct about the scores overall. Um, so yeah, 165, 171. With these 4 points, I'm at 169. It's still not enough. Oh, wait, 174? Am I crazy? Oh, 6 settlements. This is 6? Oh, I didn't see this. Okay, that's pretty cool. Fair enough. Yeah, unfortunately, the extra scoring, like, it just, to me, it feels like extra scoring leads to, like, these extremely wide games because it's just much, much harder to evaluate the auction. Hey, Nerdkeep, what's cracking? Um, you were worried a while when I started the two workers. Yeah, I mean, I was just saying that, like I was saying in the game chat, like, I feel like anytime that you're able to get that, like, the the two workers tile and build stronghold and sanctuary for like 18 points all in one round, it's just always disgustingly good. But yeah, yeah, exactly. The extra scoring, like, I mean, like, to be clear, like, if there were no extra scoring and we had the exact same bids and the exact same outcome, you would have won by even more. But at least like we would have known not to like undervalue nomads, right? Because like nomads are really good. Um, yeah, you're going to sanctuary for Earth One. Yeah, I mean, I felt like it was in. I took Earth One in round one in part just to deny you. Like I didn't feel like. I think it was the right move for me in hindsight because I don't think that there was that much else that I was getting in this game, right? Like I was I like the stronghold is so much more extra stuff that can't possibly be as just as good as like Earth One. Um, Temple TP dwelling, like that's 5 more workers, and like 10 more coins. There's just no way I was getting that. So yeah, you think I was an opportunity for to explore and stuff. So yeah, fair enough. Hey, we actually earned some positive elo for that game, so that's nice. I think it was like a decent pace even for a streaming game, so I'm pretty happy with how it went. Um, yeah, this game, like we made a lot of victory points, so that's nice. Stronghold Sanctuary is a disgrace. I mean, so I will say that the two types of scoring that I like are, I think that settlements is actually a pretty fun type of scoring because it's actually like very distinct and it's very clear what's happening. If no one is a jerk and like does something like this and makes it really hard to read the board state. I think, yeah, I think that this type of scoring is actually pretty cool. I also am pretty cool with the the Stronghold Sanctuary because it's just so weird. Um, it's something that like has almost nothing to do with anything else. So yeah, back to Zevok. Yeah, nice. He took over top elo and top arena spot. Wow. So no one right now is a master. That's pretty interesting. And I guess that has to do with like this wild arena season as well. So um, yeah, I mean, I think that we did like pretty much all we wanted to do this game. Like there was that one round where maybe I could have outstalled Nerdkeep for like that big building tile, but it didn't wind up happening, and I wound up getting the dwellings tile in round 6 anyway. So um, we got how many points did we get for that? We did a good job. Like everyone did a good job here. Everyone did a good job here. The two of us competed the hardest on here, probably because we had the best economies going, or like the most balanced economies. Like regular towns, and yeah, we had similar end game points. Obviously, it hurt that people came out to my cults late, but it was fine. And yeah, it's just like a regular darklings type of game. Um, Pretty fun to play it like settlement style instead of like fighting for that third town really hard. So yeah, I totally agree with that comment. Like basically, Stronghold Sanctuary is just so weird. Like it's the only one that like, and I will say Settlements does this as well. Like it goes so hard counter to like what you normally find intuitive and stuff. So um, but yeah, you can't really adjust your clusters and edge game. Like that is basically like told to you at the beginning of the game, like, hey, this is what you have. You're some faction that like if you're witches, then like, you just have to not bid as much on them because you know that like you're gonna get hurt on your towns, or you're gonna get punished for making too many towns. That bridge was really rough for me to see. Um, I really wanted them to just dig this hex and make this town, but unfortunately they chose to do this bridge, which made me sad. So yeah, not having figures or dwarves is cool in that sense. And like, I do think chaos has kind of a natural advantage in clusters, but the fact that they chose to go for 2 towns also like, slowed it down and made it interesting as well. All right, I think that's that. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for chatting. It was a fun one. Thanks for playing. You did really well. Congrats on taking the top arena spot again. And I do think that, did I make it to the Elite League? I did. I made it to the Elite League, so I'm pretty satisfied with this arena season as well. All right, cool. Um, I will see you all around, everyone. Thanks.